The second way to increase the engagement of your Instagram post that I want to show you is actually how to do stories ads that are longer than 15 seconds. So usually when you try to promote a story, you only have a 15-second slot to do this. But there is a way on how you can make it 3 times 15 seconds and actually have them side by side. So let me show you a little case study. The guys from Pirate Summit and their event team, Pirate X, were so nice to share real numbers and case studies from their world. So this is their Instagram story ad that is just running for about 6 seconds. I just created a movie where it's recorded 2 times. Let me show you again. The user now has 6 seconds to swipe up to read 9 steps to a successful remote event, free ebook, swipe up. It's really difficult to make that decision in 6 seconds because what happens on Instagram, you automatically land on the next story beside it. So let's reconsider. What is the objective of this ad? It's in order to get people to a landing page. This is the landing page, desktop version. I just showed for ease of use this way, where they sign up people to download a free guide on how to create great remote events. If you're interested, you can go to pirate-x.com/remote event guidebook. Maybe one of my team members can pitch that book. That would be really nice. Maybe you copy it from the PDF version of the slides. And that would be a nice pitch because they shared with us their case study. So do you really think that it's possible for somebody to make this decision that quickly? What if they would just increase the length of the ad, not only to 15 seconds, that would even improve it, but to 3 times 15 seconds where they could show off different aspects of this guidebook. So let me give you an example from our friendly neighbor here, Hendrik Lennartz. Hendrik, if you're here, this is a pretty cool ad for his Growth Europe conference, which is going to happen in June. Growth Europe is going to be a virtual conference, and you can see that it is still the same ad. You can see that it's an ad by the sponsored logo in the top left corner. And it's running now for the second 50-second period, but it's one video. It's just cut in parts, but a user does not notice it. And now we are in the last 15 seconds. Look how much time that has given Hendrik for people to swipe up. And I just demoed what happens with a swipe up. You land on the landing page. This gives people 3 times the opportunity in the amount of time to swipe up, and it does not cost you anything extra. It is still a single ad, but people would actually have to click like 3 times to skip it or to swipe to the left. And that makes it much more likely that they will swipe up. So how do we set up those campaigns, those 3 times 15 second Instagram story ads? I will use this opportunity as well to show you my best practice guide on how to set up Instagram ads. As you can see, we now set up the ad in the Facebook Business Manager. The Facebook Business Manager is the place where you normally manage, except for this increasing your follower case, where you manage your Instagram ads. So what kind of campaign am I choosing? I choose a conversion campaign because I very much prefer knowing how many people swiped up to download the remote ebook, the remote event ebook from Pirate X. So I would definitely choose conversions. Then if you scroll down, you choose campaign budget optimization. This is the future of Facebook budget management. It helps Facebook to spread the budget to the most successful audience and ad set in that campaign. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. I set up a daily budget of €50 in this case. You can set up to whatever you like. And then on the next screen, you see that we now switched from the campaign level. You can see this on the left-hand side where we decided on the goal. We now went to the ad set. And what's the goal I want to get? Here, for example, I've chosen a custom conversion from pirateskills.com, which is called Workshop Thank You. This is a custom Facebook event that fires when you schedule a call in order to get more information about the Pirate Skills workshops. And that tells Facebook, oh yeah, those kinds of people are more interested in the workshops than these kinds of people who have not reached this event. And the campaign can improve over time. This alone greatly improves the profitability of your Instagram ads. If you are still using, let me go back 2 steps, traffic campaigns or engagement campaigns, you're missing out on the opportunity of Facebook to get automatic feedback, not just by you reading the report, but Facebook gets real-time feedback if somebody actually reaches the conversion goal that you like. So we have chosen that, and now we need to decide on an audience. And this is a very popular audience that I use many times. You can see that it's a lookalike custom audience based on the people who purchased something from Pirate Skills in the last 180 days. So when people, for example, get a meetup ticket, they have certain characteristics in common. And what Facebook now does in the lookalike audience, imagine it like an onion. The core of the onion, the center, that is the people who actually purchased the audience, the ticket. And now, what are the 1% of people in Germany that are most similar to the core audience? And that is what a lookalike audience of 1% is. And it goes up to 10%. And you can imagine that the people with this more closely to the center, they have more in common than the people who are far away. Still, these are the top 10% of people. And I regularly choose the top 3 and like the best 3 lookalike audiences based on purchase behavior. Then I decided that I want people who only live in Germany and who are between 25 and 44, all genders who speak German and English. That is one of my best targeting options for my case. Yeah, but that is something that is pretty universally good. Yeah, people between 25 and 44 are heavily present and able to pay money on Instagram. And making sure that people live in your location avoids a lot of spam traffic, I have found, and also to define the languages avoids a lot of spam traffic. Combining that with conversion optimization and the lookalike audiences is a great audience for everybody to start with. So now the next decision we have to make is deciding on where is this ad going to show. As you can see, we are still configuring the ad set. And in this case, to create those 3 times 15-second Instagram story ads, we can only choose Instagram stories. We have to unclick all the other checkboxes, so only Instagram stories is left, like this. Because then you get this view, where you can choose between a single image and a carousel ad. And the carousel ad is the secret to those 3 times 15 seconds. So how does it look like? I choose the carousel. And now you can see that I have 3 cards I can add. And each card can contain a video of up to 15 seconds. You can choose shorter videos. You can put images. But if you use videos, you're limited to 3 videos. Yeah. If you choose images in this case, you can even stack more than 3. Yeah, and you have to try what the current maximum is. I think for me, it's at the moment it's like the 7 to 10 card mark. So here you can see, this ad where I'm explaining the more traffic with native ads meetup. With the swipe up call to action, learn more, is here the 3rd card. And I have 2 more cards before that explain the part before. And as you can see, I can choose the website link where I want people to go to. And then the story ads look something like this. you can recognize that you succeeded, that you have now 3 of those lines in your story ad. It's not just one line anymore. Every line is 15 seconds long, but you have 3 that go right after one another. So you can record a 45-second video and use an app like Cut Story that cuts it perfectly into 15-second segments, and then you can upload it through the Facebook Business Manager. So, and that is a great improvement in contrast to this really short 6-second story that we saw in our case study. Yeah? As a last little piece of magic that I wanted to give you, because there was a little update, there are now some new options when you want to add your tracking codes to the Facebook ad. And let me just explain that quickly. If you want to see the performance of your Instagram ads in Google Analytics, which again helps you to realize which campaigns are profitable and which are not profitable, you have to give Facebook certain parameters. Consider this the advanced section of this. Yeah, if you're confused by this, you can skip it, no problem. But if you're an advanced user, you will be very interested in this. At the end of where you configure your ad, you have to choose your UTM parameters. You can choose your UTM parameters. And the mandatory parameters for Google Analytics are source and medium. And what we usually choose is like Facebook CPC. Yeah, like Google CPC stands for Google Ads. Well, this is why I usually type in Facebook CPC. But now there are some more dynamic parameters that you can put in there, where you can simply copy paste this code under every single Instagram and Facebook ad, and it will always send the correct parameters to your Google Analytics. So you never have to change them ever again. Because what happens here? The curly brackets is going to send the site source name where the source parameter is. And that means FB for Facebook, IN for Instagram, and for example, AN for audience network. And why is this awesome? Let's say you have an ad where you have many placements inside. You run the same ad for Facebook, for Instagram, and the audience network. We would really love to know which of the placements has actually performed the best and see that in Google Analytics. That was not possible before. You would have to split your ads, your ad sets into the different placements, which had disadvantages because your audiences got smaller. And now this is done dynamically. And the second thing that is now in there is the placement dynamic parameter. And I usually put that into medium. This tells me, for example, FB for Facebook is the site source name, and then right side column is the placement. And then I see, a desktop user saw it in the right side column, clicked it and bought my stuff. Should I optimize my ad for the right side column if it's good, if it's running really well? And those curly brackets, you already are familiar with them if you have visited any of the analytics meetups before from pirateskills, so I will not mention them, just explain. They just take the given campaign name and put it into Google Analytics. Yeah, so I hope that is something interesting for the more advanced people here. All right, and if this was too much, again, you can easily go here and download and digest it in quiet time.